Hi everyone, welcome back to my final project for Kitaholic Kits for the month of April. I am very excited to be doing a 12 by 12 layout, and I created this little cut file using a Canva asset, and I'm really liking that. Beautiful Jess gave me the instructions on how to do this from the Kitaholic Kits design team, of course. And yeah, I thought I would try it out myself, and I really like how that looks. So I backed this little fairy person with some of the papers that I got from the kit, and I am just going to decorate her a little bit because obviously the cut file is a little bit more decorated because it's not designed to be a cut file. So I'm just using my Posca markers, some of those little sticky dots we got in the kit, and yeah, just to create a bit of dimension and texture. I actually drew in her face by laying the negative over that little skin colored area in her face, and I drew in all of her features there. I also added a little puffy heart for my stash, and now I'm going to work on the layout. So this particular story is of my daughter's birthday. We went to a little shop here in Perth called the Pickled Fairy, where she had a fairy themed party. So she didn't have it at that place, but she had a fairy themed party, and then for her actual birthday we took her to this fairy little shop, and the fairy that was at this shop gave her a special fairy birthday wish for her birthday, and it was all very lovely, and she was very excited, and she got herself a little wand from the shop, and so this little fairy was very appropriate for this layout. I backed some of my photos, and now I'm just going to stick my little fairy girl onto this layout, and then I'm going to stick the photos on as well, just clustering them kind of behind and on top of the little fairy, and then kind of behind this main big photo that I have of her as well. So you can see me doing that here. I did mat those photos on papers that matched the fairy herself, the dress I should say, and they're quite matchy. Now I'm going into the die cut pack with these beautiful flowers, and I'm just going to start creating a few little clusters using largely the flowers that match the colors from this layout. So the purples, the blues, and the pinks are kind of what I'm focusing on. I also have a little pop of red there because the little fairy's hat matches the red in these die cuts as well. So that is what I'm going with there, and then I'm going to add my title. Now the title does ultimately get a little bit lost in this layout, I feel, and it's mainly just because when I was designing it I didn't think about what my title was going to be, but ultimately I kind of like how it looks. It's not my favorite layout I've ever done, if I'm being completely honest, but I'm not too worried about it. It still kind of gives a little whimsy feel of the fairy, which is what I wanted to achieve. So ultimately I'm okay with it. But yeah, the title, if I had my way, the title would have stood out a little bit more, and I would have planned for this title as before I jumped into the layout. Now the title, as you can see, is going to be Bloom and Grow, which I thought was appropriate because it was all about her birthday. And I'm just going to go into this 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and I'm just going to add a little stickers. You can see there on the right, I actually had the ampersand a little bit too far to the right, and so I had to lift it up, and it's tore some of the paper underneath. So I'm just covering those with some flowers, and it ultimately looks completely fine. You don't even know that there was that boo-boo there in the first place. Now, as I was looking at this layout, I just thought there's too much bright colored background. So I thought I can actually stand to cut it down a little bit and then mat it on a white piece of paper. And it just tones it down a bit for me and centralizes the whole layout. So that's kind of why I went with this. Now, when I did this, I thought, well, actually now it's a bit plain. And so I'm doing a little doodly border using that same Posca marker that I used to do the fairy's cheeks. And I do like how this looks, but it was just a process to get there. The last thing we're going to do is add the journaling and the date of this layout, and then what I wanted to do is I thought I needed to add some more sprinkly bits, and because I don't know when to stop, I go crazy with my little white Nuvo jobs that we got in a kit a few months ago. And I do not stop. And so in the final layout, you can actually see how it all looks when it is all finished. And I do like it. It's a bit whimsical, a bit of fun, a bit magical. And there's the final layout. Thank you all for joining me today. I will see you all again next month for some more projects. Bye.